Welcome. This is Angelina, and I would love to welcome you today, and thank you for joining us here for the Smada World Opportunity webinar offered by Next Level Africa. We will give you information regarding the exchanges and the wallet again today. Plus, we will be including a general overview of where we are at with NLA. And that is going to also include the new edition of Web Talk and what our thoughts are about the platform, how we see it benefiting us, and as a community as a whole, okay? And yes, we will be having the Q&A at the end where you are welcome to ask questions covering all of the topics that we mentioned. Please do remember, though, to hold all of your questions and comments until that time. Noel will go over some housekeeping things at the beginning here, so pay close attention, please. So now, I'd like to say another big thank you to everyone joining us today from all over the world. We certainly appreciate your attendance and participation. So now with that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our presenter for today, Mr. Noel Adams, the founder of Next Level Africa and our CEO and leader of the Smada team. Welcome, Noel.
Okay, thanks, Angelina, and welcome everybody. I just want to add this in before I do get started. I've been having issues with this platform, so if something happens, it doesn't go to plan on there, I do apologise, but I've been with their support for about 3 hours yesterday, so maybe we've sorted it. Okay, look, just to cover some things there quickly. There is a lot of activity going on that I really can't cover all of that. There's just backwards and forwards, because remember this, we've got people in the UK, Hong Kong, Japan, South Africa and Los Angeles that are all linking together, and what you have out there is different security levels. So when somebody completes something at their security level, it's then handed to somebody else that's got a higher security level and they complete theirs and it goes back. So our wallet is just in this mix of making sure that everything's been completed with it. The programmer has been giving us the information that it's nearly done. So the head of the project from the bank has his right-hand man that looks after things. Timothy is his name. So Timothy just got back from America, getting things sorted out over in America with the programming team there, and was disappointed he couldn't complete it because they needed some things happening from Japan. So they've got the programmers to commit to a delivery time on the completion of this, and the programmer has come back within 24 to 48 hours. Now I'm just passing this information on. This is coming from the programmer, and the bank are really getting themselves where they want him to commit to finishing this. It's just been a long haul, and everyone's getting a little bit frustrated with it. So when that's completed, the wallet side of it, as I said, that goes off to the investors. Therefore is ready to have their funds distributed out so they can purchase the coin, and the NLA coin will go onto the blockchain, which we have already paid for. So once it's completed there, it'll be almost immediate, but it will go onto the blockchain. So I'm pretty anxious to have that happen as well. So the exchanges, look, they're just getting a few things sorted out. We've got security certificates that we've been diligently working on getting in there. We are currently setting up a support team to be able to manage support issues from, because it's a little bit of a share situation, just so that people are clear on this, that we run coin exchange. What the bank's involved in is the bank are involved in maintaining and managing the asset account. So I want to make that clear. It's not something that I've got any control over. It's managed by the bank for the purpose of when coins are bought and sold, funds go in and out of that asset account. The other thing that the bank are responsible for are the security certificates on the exchange. They manage all of that. So the rest of it there, support within the exchange and things that we are responsible for that. So that's what we're trying to get sorted out when it, by the time they complete their end, and then they hand over to us what the finished product, then we're up and away from there. So from that, you'll see that we'll be implementing the debit card into there as well, and just getting the whole thing rolling. So that's the last bit of information I received late yesterday. They were working with the tech team, and it's now in Japan where they're working on it. So so as I said, they've committed for a delivery on that, which was yesterday, between 24 to 48 hours. So I really hope they deliver for us on that. Line 7 hasn't arrived with me yet. I do remind them every day, but I'm trying to prioritize what's going on out there, and the priority is getting the wallet, getting both wallets, the Chingaling wallet and the NLA wallet, completed. The Chingaling wallet is the bank's responsibility on that, but the same program is doing both wallets, and the priority is to complete NLA. So therefore, the Chingaling may be done at the same time on delivery, or may just follow slightly after, but nevertheless the priority is on the NLA wallet and getting that completed. So so that's where it is with that, and we should have line 7 coming in. There's just a few more technical things that need to be sorted out on line 6, but once we get line 7 in, we can start going through that, and that should load in fairly quickly. The technical issues will be sorted out. I don't know whether you're aware or not, but in a space of 10 days, in South Africa, they had their power cable stolen twice, and they were out of action for probably 3 or 4 days, where they lost time and then had to catch up with other things they're doing and linking in with the rest of the the global team. So it's been a bit of a challenge out there getting it all happening, but nevertheless we are getting on top of it. So so just look, that's all I can really tell you about the exchange and the wallets and the matrix with line 7 coming in there. So we are pushing everything we can do to have that completed as quickly as possible. I want to try and have it completed this month, if that's a possibility. And it's really been the wallet area out there that's been the delay on getting some of our technical people to complete what we need them to complete out there. But we are pushing forward with it. All right. Well, look, just quickly, I'll move on to the Web Talk. Now, I just want to be clear with this. Web Talk is a platform we are looking at, and we haven't totally worked it out yet. We're still looking at it, and we're wanting members to have a look at it. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the rooms there, and you might have noticed that we put the webinar details in the rooms, not in Web Talk, because we're not ready to promote anything to the Web Talk membership, because it's still in beta test as well. So we're just establishing ourselves out there. Now, there are things. Look, when you go into any environment, there's always going to be someone there that wants to spam and do things out there that are not ethical. Anybody that's a bit concerned, don't accept any connections from people if that's what you want to do. out there, but there's nothing that they can do to hurt you if someone sends you an invite and you take it. If they contact you um, in private there and tell you that they've got a proposition to offer you, then look, it's up to you. I would delete them because it's not the way it's done. Now, because of the numbers that we've got going into this, and look, one of the reasons we're looking at it as well is because we are going to be limited to our Skype rooms. And right now we run 4 of them. So what actually happens is that people have complained about having to read some of the messages on WebTalk, but we've got to do the same thing in the Skype rooms. I woke up one morning there, it doesn't matter, in the last week or two, there was 70 messages in one of the rooms. And our admin have got to go back over that to see if there's anything important there. A lot of times it's just people having a bit of a chat with each other. So we're faced with having to go back and read these messages. And as we start building up numbers, because we're about to do some fairly decent promotional activity, and as we start building up numbers, we were going to need more Skype rooms because they really only manage a certain amount of rooms, and we don't want to have to go through, because right now what we do is there's 4 Skype rooms that we put the information into, there's email, and there's Facebook. Then someone has to go back to each of these and answer any questions that come up as well. It's quite a daunting job for admin to manage all of that. So we're trying to get it under one roof to see what we've got. And so I've been looking at this WebTalk for a little while there. I haven't really put a lot of time in. It's only in the last week that we've decided to have a closer look at it. And it seems, look, they've been working on it for 8 years. They've spent $7 million on it. And I see it as quite a good business contact out there. And once we're quite unique in what we've got out there, because in most MLM programs, what you find is that there's small teams. There might be one person that's upline to those teams, 1 or 2 people upline to those teams, but generally a lot of small teams in there. So they work independent, and it's you know, in their interest to introduce people to the concept, but in that small team. But we are one team, we are one link. So what's going to be happening out there, once we establish it and we're happy with it, we are going to be running some fairly decent ads through the WebTalk network, where we'll be exposed out there in a fairly big way, because there's not going to be too many people that have the available funds to promote their business in there that we will have. And that's just how it is. So once we start talking about our humanitarian donations that we're doing, how we're helping a lot of humanitarian projects around the world, and just the talk about our coin and you know, the backing that we have on it, the value of the coin, which incidentally should see very close to $300 this month. We're just going to need a fair bit of interest. You won't have to try to contact anybody in private. They'll just see us out there, because you know, liking a lot of the things that members are doing out there just simply helps along. So the posts that we're doing in WebTalk are things that we're testing out. They're not necessarily for the NLA members or the Smada World members. It's for the members in WebTalk, and that's where it is, because we already have people coming to us. And as I said, you're going to have, no matter what environment you get into, you're going to have people that want to steal and rob from you and spam you on things. I thought all these things were over with, but one woman sent me that she was looking after a deceased estate and wanted to put $20 million into my account to so that I could share it with her. I thought they stopped that years ago. It's been years since I've had that scam come to me. So it's just how it is out there. Look, when you do the stats in America, 2% of the American population are in jail. So I'm not knocking that for America. It could be worse in other countries as well. But that's the reality of it out there. And whether you're in traditional business or whether you're online, you're open to have um, an issue with somebody wanting to rob you. When I first went into business myself, I was only a mere 20 years old, and my wife and I had a couple of people come in. One had a shotgun, one had a 22, and held us up and took our takings for the day, a whole day's takings from 7 o'clock in the morning, and this was 11 o'clock at night, of $112 something. So that was quite a few years ago. So you can't escape it out there. But all I'm saying is that if you don't want to participate in accepting connect from people, then just don't do it. So what you find is that there's quite a bit of activity going on. Just while I've been talking to you now, is that someone has just messaged me, and I've been talking to them for a little while out there, and they've been looking at the web talk as well. And this is a group that have tens of thousands of people in their group. I spoke to the owner of the company, their main leaders in there. This has gone on over the last couple of days. They've just signed up. Now, they will start to promote heavily in this because they have a super large group, and their business model is very similar to ours. And so they really want to work with us as well. They're in the crypto world, and or they're not really in the crypto world with what they're doing, but they want to be in the crypto world. And of course, with this web talk platform out there, it's probably an easy rev share program, because what actually happens is that, unlike Facebook, look, this is how Facebook works. I mean, people that go into Facebook are just helping the shareholders and Mark become very wealthy, because the advertisers go in there and hand over about $35–40 billion a year on advertising. So they absolutely love it. You don't get recognition financially for doing that. And with this company, WebTalk, they're sharing that with the members. So in other words, if you have something out there that if I sound like I'm lost here, it's because I've got messages coming in. So it's just sometimes a little bit off-putting when you're talking there. The people that have just signed up are so excited about it, they want to get going straight away. I've told them I'm on a webinar, but they still want to get going. Anyway, but with the RevShare program, what actually happens is, if your downline go online in this environment, it's a social media environment, and they just do their posting of personal posting, photographs, whatever they do, and read some of the feeds. Because of the time they spent on there, the approximate income for you is somewhere around about the $1 per month per person in your downline. They made recognition of somebody there who, I think this was about a week ago, because we've only been involved with it now for a bit over a week, or 10 days or whatever, and they nominated or acknowledged somebody that signed in 17,000 people. If that were the case, nobody has to pay anything there, and if those people simply do, you know, what people do and go in and do their posts, and they're in there, they're not having to click onto ads or do anything, and if they spend any money in the advertiser's website, there's also an increased amount that's paid. But that person, in a space of 2 weeks, has set themselves up for a $17,000 a month income. I mean, you can't knock that out there. It's quite good. I look at it this way. I think we've all seen the rev share programs, and with the rev share programs, you usually have to go in and click on an ad, and you know, you have to do that every day in order to be paid. That can be a bit daunting. And with this environment, it's just simply going in there and doing what you normally do, and you're receiving rewards for that, and so is your downline. I compare it to someone in physio that you tell them to move their arm from left to right 100 times. That in itself could be a daunting thing to do, but you stick a dog under their hand and they'll do it 1,000 times a day and not think about it. And it's a bit like that with this. I mean, I'm not sure what the average time is someone would spend in a social media environment, but it's probably in excess of 30 minutes on average out there. I mean, I don't personally use them as such, and because of I just don't do the social thing, but I'm involved with it because I have family members involved with it, and every time we seem to go out to a restaurant, there's someone always wanting to take photographs, and before you leave the restaurant, there's been about 5 or 6 posts put on Facebook. So I think we're all touched by it, and because it's a growing media out there, and I just think that it's worthwhile looking at purely because there's an income structure with this that's certainly worthwhile doing something about. So in saying that, what we've decided to do is to, and I do apologise if this doesn't fire up correctly because I've had issues with it, so I'm about to test it out again now. But what we decided to do is to we are offering a recognition, and what that recognition is a founding member incentive for the Smarter World Web Talk team members. You may see a banner there that I've had my tech team and working on that, and they've just knocked up that banner for the members. So that's just one plain banner that we have out there because we want to be identified in there. So anybody that wants to have that banner for their profile are more than happy to have it, because the more exposure we have out there, I think the better that everyone will do in promoting the activity that we're about to do with this. So now this will take the form of a personalized web URL for marketing, invite, and a cover page banner for their WebTalk profile. You'll notice on this one, you'll see where we've got on this founding member. Now this founding member will be something that people who are founding members in this, there's just a requirement to do it. But remember, with this platform, that nobody has to pay any money. So it's not going to be something that's hard to introduce to people, because I don't think you have to really explain what a social media platform is. It's been out there now for some time with it. And what we would do is that, what we would do is that we would also include in that, you can see the URL underneath, that's a redirect. So what that is would be a founding member and your name on there and the smarter.world website. So that instead of having the numbers that you do have in a normal link, this would be personalized to you, and so our founding members would have that out there, and we just feel that there's going to be, once again, it's a little bit like putting on a uniform and just showing unity in what we do. So it's slowly wanting to do whatever it needs to do there, but it's okay. It's oh, here we go. Now, one of the things that also have out there that once you become a founding member, there'll be exclusive first offers for the Smarter World Web Talk promotions. So what we want to do is to be able to identify out there a lot of promotions, because believe you me that we will be throwing quite a bit of money at advertising in there, and we're going to be running some fairly serious promotions with what's going on. And remember this, that because we are going to be showing our coin, the whole thing, we've got the full backing of the bank behind us on this. Our investors, I mean, everybody is right behind. Anywhere where we advertise, we are going to be in an environment here where it's going to have millions of members. It's got over 1 million now. They've just gone over the 1 million in the last week or two. So consequently, there's quite a bit of activity happening out there. So founding members will have exclusive first offers on promotions that we'll do there, and believe in me, we'll be doing some very serious promotions on there. So okay, now because we expect to have millions of WebTalk members in the Smarter World Team Build, this is where we really, because even though it only shows you 5 levels down in your build, we've already gone beyond that. In our build, we've gone down to the 6th and possibly 7th. I don't know where it is now, but we can't see them. But they're there. They're all part of the Smarter Team build. So when people maybe ask me how many people we've got there now, it's impossible to work that out in there, because I can't see the full amount. And look, already now I've got people messaging me that they want the banners out there, because they realise that this is it's showing uniformity and as one group. So therefore we'll certainly be able to show dominance out there and get the attention of the management of WebTalk, because they are certainly, look, they're looking to put in tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people into this. And so it's not a bad environment to advertise in as well. Right. With brand recognition and helping our alliance partners to be there with us. And what I'm saying with that is there's opportunity. I just mentioned to you now that there's a company that's just signing in their membership group into this, and they talk in the terms of they've got some things happening out there with them that I know that we can help them, because they're humanitarian as well. I know that we can help them, and I know they can work in with us. They want to be part of what we're doing out there. They're certainly involved in the crypto world, and they are talking in the terms of millions of people they'll bring in. So that'll be one of our alliance partners that will become part of the Smarter World Team Build. So therefore, we'll have a lot of people that become part of our Smarter World Team Build, but won't necessarily be members of any other thing in the way of Next Level Africa. And so therefore, we just want to make sure that we look after them, and they'll be on this journey with us. They'll see as we go out there, and we've just got some things we want to be able to do. Now, look, the conditions of entry. You must be a member of the Smarter World WebTalk Team Build. In other words, you've got to be under that, because we can't be letting members, and some people have already joined us before we became part of it, but I can't be rewarding people outside of our build because this is all about us working within our group to build our group. So it's something you've got to be linked to the Smarter World link, which simply just means that you must be under the Smarter World link, and you must introduce 10 personal referrals. Now, 10 personal referrals, a lot of people who can't recruit people might think that's awkward to do, but remember this, it's free for someone to join. There's never any money to pay. It's a social media thing out there, and once you start looking at it, look, when I first started with this, I looked at it and I thought, okay, I'll just mention to a couple of people, and look, it was probably less than an hour. I had 10 people signed up because I wanted their assessment on it as well. So I was just after a bit of an assessment. So if I can do that in an hour, surely someone can do that in, you know, whatever time factor out there. But there's no necessarily you've got to do it. But we are making this that the founding member recognition promotion is limited to 500 founding members, because we want this an exclusive club as well for those that have decided to do something in the early stages with it. And this has got nothing to do with being a founding member in Next Level Africa or anything. This is just this particular promotional activity that we're doing. And so how you would go about doing that is that when you have 10 personal referrals, you would send a screenshot to support@smada.world, and we'll go, because there are going to be a lot of people that become founding members that we can't see in the downline there, because they go beyond that. And you know, look, we're getting people wanting to look at it already. You know, I mean, apart from the scammers out there, that they do it anyway, but we have some genuine people that are wanting to contact with us and just go about, you know, what they're doing. So really, it's a fairly simple thing out there, because look, it's not necessarily that you've got to bring 10 people in to do something, and so this is about bringing 10 people in, and you never know who they know, and you know, and who the person they know who they know. In life out there, that because of what this is, that there are 3 ways that you can be involved with something. I mean, we can be a consumer of a product, and we do that a lot of times. We consume many products out there. And I guess that if we could be a consumer of a product and get that product at no direct cost out there, that would be nice as well. But also to be a consumer of a product and getting it at no direct cost. And the third one is to actually be paid and make money out of it as well. That's probably the 3 areas that, you know, you'd like to have with it. So people are using these platforms anyway out there, and I believe this particular one is going to give some of them a decent shake. They're already getting massive reviews in some of the tabloids out there. They're on beta test at the moment, so it's perfect timing to get set, because they do have, I'm not trying to go over their comp plans and everything that they've got going, but they do have restrictions. The first million members, I think it is, that actually sign up will then be able to have a downline. Those members that have the downline will down to 5 levels, and from that you get paid the 5 levels. After the millionth one is paid, then it's only 1 level. You only get paid for personal introductions on your first level. So that's how the thing will work. That's why I brought it forward, to bring it to the attention of the NLA Smarter World members because of that. And for those who don't want to be involved with it, that's fine. We see a lot of posts in the room there where people think it's going to be a hassle. Well, my suggestion is, if it's going to be a hassle for you, don't go into it. Don't go into the rooms. You'll still get information. We are going to be posting this possibly the main area we'll be posting it is in smarterworld.com. And you know, when we have the magazine going out there, because we'll be announcing the magazine in Web Talk, so we're going to create a fair bit of interest. And as I said, remember before that we have the most unique coin out there. No one will have a coin, a cryptocurrency quite like ours, with the backing behind the bank. And just in case anyone's missed what I've said out there, I'll just read you one of the areas that the bank, and this has come directly from the project manager from the HSBC Bank. And remember this is recorded. It goes out there, and there is no way in the world I would make a statement like this if it was not correct, because this will finish up on the desk of the bank, and I already know that. So I would not make this statement unless 100%. This has come from the office of the project manager in the bank, and one of the, because it's about a 5-page document they've sent me. As a group, we are always there to assist and help wherever possible, as we would want our business to grow from strength to strength. You should also take this into consideration. When we are contacted by potential buyers looking for humanitarian projects, we see your business as a virtual gateway and would like to fully support all your endeavours in every possible way. Now, that's a fairly big commitment from the bank to be behind us on that. The bank, they're not the ones that are holding this up with all the technical things. You know, they're the ones trying to push it through, and so they're totally behind where we're at. And as I mentioned to you before, that they have allocated to Next Level Africa a grant of $100 billion a year that we will be able to hand out to various humanitarian projects. And in saying that, a lot of that will be recorded and pasted into the Web Talk. So we're going to have a lot of people that are seeing what we're doing there and really warm to where we're at, because we are looking to be, when this is completed there, we are looking to almost overnight jump to a position where we're turning over $250 billion a year, and a lot of people will benefit from that. So look, that's really where we are with this. We've got 2 banners that we're doing there. The 2 banners being the founding member banner, which you'll earn from that, and also the URL, because there is a cost to doing this, and we're not charging anybody, because remember, when you sign up people into this, they're not paying, you're not paying, so but there is a cost to doing this type of thing. So we want to make sure that we get you know, maximum out of what we can do there. But the banner without the founding member, will be able to supply that to members, and the URL will only come with the founding member, and the redirect URL. With that, I'm going to hand this back over to Angelina, and but they're the 2 banners. As you can see, they're much the same, and our slogan is "Work smarter, not harder." So it's an area out there that we believe that will be recognised as a force in this. Yeah, anything that we decide to take on, we take it on as a group. And I really appreciate the members that have supported on what we do out there, because remember this, that in the network marketing world, this is the reality of it, that 85+% of people don't do anything. They don't do anything at all. And so it's left up to the remaining 15% of people to do something out there. And so what you have is, that's what can happen. 85% of people that go into a program don't make any money. And the other 15% that, you know, run just percentage from there. But because we use one link, we put everyone in the game, everyone with the possibility to make money. Now, I know that in recruiting into WebTalk, not everybody will be able or want to do it out there, but nevertheless, we approach it on that line that we're working as a group, and those that want to be involved with it will just simply help the value of the coin. And so we need to have something like this going, so we're not constantly looking to upgrade, because I don't want to be running 10 Skype rooms and having our admin go through every room putting in updates and things in there. So we want to be able to look at something that's a single platform, and maybe that's not something we can do, a single platform. We can do it through smarterworld.com in there, but you don't get paid to read the information in there. If you go into WebTalk out there to read our updates, you get paid, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to hand this over to Angelina now, just to bring in the Q&A, and I'll answer whatever I can. So thank you very much for hearing me out. I'll hand it over to you then, Angelina.
There it goes. Thank you. Thanks, Noel. Just a couple things. Already we've got emails coming in with screenshots of their back office with their 10 personals. So I'm going to give I'm not going to say who they are, but I'm going to give a congratulations, and we'll send you on your banner and your URL, your personal URL. Soon, a couple, give me a little while. Yes, thank you, Jackie. They are nice banners. Noel has someone that is very good that we work closely with who's made up these banners, and they're terrific. And they're going to fit in your cover page banner on where your profile is, okay? So just so you know, yes, that's already been taken care of. Two questions that I'm just going to very quickly answer. Actually, Phil, I'm not sure what you mean by how do we sign up. So if you can redo your question so that's a little bit clearer. How do we sign up for what? If you're not a member of WebTalk, then you need to send me an email requesting a link to sign up. Otherwise, I don't understand what you're trying to sign up for. Nigel, when you're talking about if acquiring personal WebTalk signups, do we use our personal links or the sign-up link, please? Not clear on how we would get a screenshot of personals if using. Okay, so in your back office, you will be sending out your landing page link from your back office currently. When you reach 10 personals, then you take a picture, a screenshot of your back office and send that to us at the support@smada.world. And then we provide you the banner and your personalized Smada link. Hope that answers you, Nigel. And now we've got questions coming in about a couple of different things here. Noel, oh, founding member. Okay, Philip, if I've answered your question by answering Nigel, let me know. If not, then please. You're not signing up to be a founding member. You're actually sending out your referral link to get 10 personal referrals, and then once you do that, that qualifies you to become a founding member of our Smada WebTalk team, as well as, I mean, you're already a beta tester, so you've got pluses all over there with that. So, and then you get this, the banner and the personalized URL. Nigel, does that? Yes, Nigel, you use your landing page link from your back office because you won't have the Smada link simply because you receive that as recognition for getting your 10 personals. Geez, Noel, I'm on a roll. Okay, actually, I think I'm going to let you take over, Noel. At Michael, he's got a question about the coin exchange site. Okay, so I will hand the mic back over to you if you want to go on from Michael's question. Thanks.
Yes, Michael, all right. Look, with the 2FA, it's not in use until the mobile app is completed. Once the mobile app is completed, you'll have access to it from there. But until they complete that, so I'm advising everyone not to use the 2FA until the mobile app is completed. So you won't be able to have access. We've got no access to it until they complete this mobile app. So I mean, we didn't want them to have it listed there without a warning on it as well. But once again, the banks have their security in place. And that's all part of their security issue out there, the 2FA. So once again, until the mobile app is completed, and then we'll have the thing running from there. Barry's asked, BCN stop working? No, look, they're still running out there. Barry, if you do some reading up about the position of mining and how much it's down. So it's just an area out there that we're just watching what they're going. They've announced on BCN that they're stopping GPUs out there. So look, when we first joined this, Bitcoin was $20,000 a coin. So it became mainstream. Everyone wanted to become part of Bitcoin. And I haven't looked at the current price of Bitcoin of recent, but it's probably just somewhere around the $6,000 mark. I believe the last time I looked, it was, jumping around that 6,200 is what I'm looking at. So it's certainly come a long way down from from being the $20,000, and the mining, it's taking a lot more mining power to find these blocks, so they're not getting the return on that as well. So the mining is down, but that's all part of where it is. It's happened before like that. So once it gets going again, the mining share value will start to come up, and the Bitcoin, I mean, who knows, that could start coming up again. As I'm not predicting whether it will or it won't, but every indication is it'll start rising again. So, but BCN is still running there. There's nothing you have to do there. Yoda, the millions of members, you mentioned people that are getting into the NLA matrix or WebTalk. Are the millions of members you mentioned people that are getting into the NLA matrix or WebTalk? Okay, it's the same. Well, it's probably a bit of both out there. So they're joining WebTalk, but a lot of them, the company that have just signed up now, and look, I've had 30 messages come in from them while I've been on this call, so I'm a little bit distracted with it as well. So they want to be part of Next Level Africa, so we'll see these people become part of Next Level Africa. As you well know, that it's closed at the moment, they can't sign up, but once we open it up, they'll dive in there. So that's going to be something that we'll have, and other things that we're running as well. Just our total package that we have out there is going to be of interest to a lot of people. I think Angelina answered Phil there on the founding members, not something you sign up for. It's just by simply introducing 10 people to the WebTalk system, and then you're eligible for the founding member redirect URL and the banner. So that's it. Nigel, here we go. You misread my question anyway. We use personal link, not Smada link. Got it. Okay, that's it. People use their own link. Once you sign up, this is a uni level. So what we're going to be trying to help people do is the company have got a format out there, and that's why we went with 10. So we're just following the company format. But you imagine if you do that down your 5 levels, if you get 10 and that 10 get 10 and 10, so you've got 10, then 100, then 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So you'd have 111,000 near enough on your income structure there. If that were the case, at $1 a month per person, you'd be picking up $110,000 a month. So we want to try and help our members do that. And we know this will run down many levels. It'll probably go down 10, 20 levels it could do. But most importantly is 5 levels is not very much. So don't run your mind skinny. A lot of times what can happen out there, a family sign up and the husband or wife sign, and then that person signed underneath them, and then they possibly get their children and other sign up. So it runs it down very deep. So you've got to be very careful to run wide. You should be thinking to run wide before you in a uni level. I built some very, very large uni level operations, and running wide is where you want to be, but still being able to manage your front line. So doing it in lots of 10 will be helping people get information to their first line to help them understand what they need to do. Yeah, the G&M Cowie asking, how do we get hold of the Plain Smarter World banner? We'll be releasing that out there very shortly. It'll either go into the rooms or somewhere there for members to be downloading it, and so we'll start to see every time someone changes their profile banner, it actually comes up in the newsfeed. So anyone that's associated with us that's not a member of Next Level Up will constantly see these out there, and people being congratulated because they become founding members as well. So people are going to be asking questions in there and maybe wanting to become part of our solid group, because it's all about building together and helping our members build. We started that off probably near 5 years ago now, and we're going to build on that from here and do it through a uni level. Not many people can do it through a uni level because it's all about individuals on that. So we're trying to address this so we can give our members the maximum chance to build a business. Brendan, morning guys, one question. Is the NLA coin capped? In other words, will there only ever be a finite number of coins produced? Yeah, 100 million coins we've got. So at this point, we're not looking to do any more on that with the Brendan, but it's 100 million. So the wallets have to be built to manage that. The NLA coin initially was the Jingling wallet that had 100 million coins in the Jingling wallet. So that was signed over to us, and they brought a new wallet out to Jingling, which has 50 billion coins in it. So there's a bit of a difference on that as well. But 100 million for with the likes of Bitcoin, that's got 20 million. So with 5 times the amount of Bitcoin. Jackie's asked about any updates on BCN. Well, look, they've got. If you log into BCN, their updates in there. They're really just indicated about the mining shares, and they're talking about bringing out some different concepts out there, some different product. So I really don't know about that, but it's just all running, but not as much as we'd like to have it out there. So that's why we're not necessarily promoted. The ones that are in there, they've got no worries. It's all running well, just not producing as many mining shares as we'd like. Also asking about when do we need to replace or renew our NLA Sue wallet. The new one will be out. Once we get it out, the link will be in Next Level Africa and on the exchange, and so we'll go through that when it happens so that we can help people. It's just a matter of keeping your backup file ready to go. It'll be a simple process for deleting the old wallet off your computer and then downloading the new one, but we'll address that when we're ready to go with it. Margaret, has line 6 emails for the BCN promotion been sent out? We're still putting them in, Margaret. We've still got about another, I think we're down to eight left now to put in there. So once we get those in there, and we'll just add a few technical things and trying to drag our tech team off what the important thing is now with getting this exchange and wallets all fixed up there. I just wanted to make sure that was a priority for them. So we'll come back to doing that, and that should be over the weekend. We'll finalise a lot of that if we can. Tim Jones, is it possible that NLA will open to the world this year? Well, we hope so there, Tim. Yeah, we certainly hope so. So we're working on it. Look, priority has been the wallet and the exchange, and the bank want that, the investors want that. So that's where our technical support's been honed in on that. So we should be able to get that happening very, very shortly. James, is there an age limit? I take it you're talking about an age limit on WebTalk. So if you are, I believe it's 16. So there's articles about that. I've just been reading up bits and pieces on it all over the place, but it's 16 is the age on it. So so you'll need to look that up. Mary, sorry, Noel, if you answered this already, do we use our own link to invite people to WebTalk or a team link? I've been busy at work and feeling a bit lost here now. Yeah, that's right, Mary. We use our own link, and so, you know, as I said, running it wide as you can, preferably with your first 10, because you'd like those 10 to get 10, and so on. You know, so you can build it from there. But running it wide and using your own link. Don't use when you get a link from admin. Don't use that link to invite people, because we are sending out other members' links. We've been doing that for some time now, sending out members' links to build the network. So I no longer use the company link to sign anyone up. It's all done through the links that we send off to people. Agni, the 10 members has to be our direct on line 1. That's right, Agni, yeah. So they're just personal introductions. But look, as I said, there's no requirement for those people to actually participate. So if you think about this, where WebTalk sell their wares to the advertiser is purely by the numbers they have registered. It's pretty obvious. If they've got X amount of people registered, they're going to attract more advertising dollars if it's X plus rather than X minus. So the more people registered, we are helping them, and in helping them, it helps us as well. So anyway, but that's all. That's why it's all about revenue for advertising dollars, and the more people registered, the more benefit we get for everybody. Okay. It's not the downline as well. It's just simply personal introductions to to yourself. All right, so it's your first level is where we need to see 10 people, and then we have you as a founding member. All right, look, I think I've covered all the questions there, and as Angelina said, we're at the top of the hour now, so I think we've covered what we need to there now, and we'll start getting some of these recognitions out there, because already there's members that have signed up to attend, and also the banner for the profile. We'll get that out to members as well, and that should come very shortly, and we'll do it through the rooms. I think we don't want to confuse people that are not part of this as well. We start putting these banners in the rooms, and then be starting to ask questions, what's this for? And we don't want to be actually sending them out personally to members all over the place. So we'll just double think how we're doing it. Okay, look, I'm going to hand this back over to Angelina to close up on it. I do want to thank everybody for attending the webinar, and you know, there's quite a bit of activity and quite a bit of movement that we'll start to see happening over the coming weeks and months with everything that we're doing. Thanks everybody, and bye for now.
Thank you so much, Noel, and thank you for everyone's participation with your questions, and thank you for attending, and we'll have the webinar link out to you within 24 to 48 hours, so please watch for more news. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye for now.